Not what I was thinking, but it's fine for me. It does the same thing, right? I would have really liked the Grok just to be able to resist some of the crowd control that this duo can bring to the table. But you know what? Akali can kind of do that in a way, but it opens you up to your quicksand guard being blocked out. Pretty easy pickings here for Haji. Lilia would have actually been fine as well, but goes for the far side.
Yeah.
They overload on crowd control every
upper bracket spot.
Yeah, so drafting pattern definitely a little different, but it still retains Lancy on the Zushin and just a little bit of a different engage factor for Chocolate. It's more straightforward. Maybe that'll work for them, maybe not. We'll find out.
Okay. Looking at this too, emblems pretty much very usual for what we're seeing. Also, the Alice is going to be a big thing for 3-Mart to go ahead and be that front line. Whoop. Chocolate.
He gets caught out, does not have a quick sand guard just yet. Forced a flicker already, and Lancy left alone. Oh, this is a tough trade for TNC early on.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough trade, especially considering that they're going to be letting go of Leafa Wanderer. They're probably going to be letting go of some of these crabs as well, just because they already removed the threat. No flicker on Chaknu for the next 2 minutes.
Yep. By the way, while we wait for some more action here, just so you guys know, you saw the playoff tickets there. You guys can also use our codes. All of us casters have codes you guys can go ahead and use, and you get 100 pesos off on your playoff tickets.
That's right.
So check them out. Grab your tickets while you can, because they are going fast.
I saw your poster. Very nice.
Thank you.
You have the gourd there and everything.
Yep, gourd was there. You know, I can't wait for playoffs, man, because, you know, we have one more team that needs to make it into the 6th spot there, but I think it's going to be a really interesting playoffs when we get to that point. Now, for this one, I don't think anything's going to really happen until this first turtle, because both lineups are going to lean towards setting things up with the roamers, obviously, the Khalid and then the Kalea. At least for TNC, you know, in this sense, you think they'd actually be able to go ahead and contest the first turtle over on this side of the map, especially depending on how the rotation happens. But you can see the way Team Falcons is responding to this. And I don't expect the gold laners to join this, especially since we're not expanding rivers, like we saw how quick they could rotate earlier.
Oh! Haji here forced the flicker back. Flap coming in. Kyle finds him. Requiem plus Feathered Airstrike. Chaknu gets overwhelmed by Falcons. And now the shifting clouds triggered by Flap. Gets knocked up. Lantern Flare puts him right in front of Lancy, but Zaida trades out for him. Hey, cutie! Pushing him back. The Gleam by 3-Mar. Still just a 1-for-1.
Wow, Benny actually did go all the way up. He knew there was going to be a fight. He wanted to go ahead and contribute. Now who's going to get this turtle? It does go for a reset.
Oh, and they do dive onto 1 plus a Tsunami Slam. They take care of 3-Mar. SOD, in comes Super Marco. But Falcons are all here. That's a 5-man coalition. All this while, Benny had already journeyed his way down.
That is a 5-man death ball. Falcons very happy to take this turtle. And just like that, we have another lead for Falcons. I kind of feel bad for Zaida because it looked so bad. They were able to recover. Lancy was able to Lantern Flare, you know, a single target. Just didn't work out in the end.
Deja vu from game 1, man. Right time, right place. Yeah. It's not even like a massive difference in firepower. It's just better decisions.
Positioning. Right.
That's what I was saying. When we loaded up into the game, you know, you saw the index rating. It was heavily in favor of TNC's lineup, but it's the execution factor that has been lacking from TNC throughout the season so far. And Team Falcons, they're a team that knows how to punish those out-of-position mistakes, you know, and that's what we've seen them do time and time again. Flap is willing to take those fights even if he knows he's going to die, because it just allows Team Falcons and the rest of them to have the space that they need. Picking up a Radiant Armor first item too makes them all that more tanky to deal with this kind of magic damage that's overloaded right now from TNC.
I also kind of understand where they're coming from, because just right now, we mentioned this during the draft, TNC's lineup is just overloading with crowd control. So right now, it just gives you more of surprises.
Kyle finds a Requiem, the SOD, they pile onto Haji. Zaida gets another kill, Tsunami Slam, displacing Lancy, but it's all in on Ogwin right now. Falcons could not clump up as fast as TNC did. But I think they're making up for lost time. The push down bottom and up top, Flap is getting that bread.
It's actually both laners, Flap and Super Mark, who actually got a bit of gold because of that. As you can see, the gold didn't actually move, despite, you know, pretty decent pickoffs being attempted and done there by TNC here.
This could end up working out for TNC somehow. Just gonna say, you know, it was Zyda building that Sky Piercer. Whoa!
And they jump in on him. Full combo unleashed on Benny. What was he thinking?
Didn't have a Purify. Couldn't really fight back.
Yep. I guess that was just a lack of information or just a lack of foundation.
Chain CC. We'll chalk it up to Chain CC.
Chalk it up to Chain CC and also just information not being given to Benny Q at that moment.
Feathered Airstrike pushes Lancey back, and they collapse onto Kyle. And Kyle is in trouble. Throne of Ruin keeps him down. 3 more with a shutdown. Another takedown. Ogwin falls 2 for none. TNC goes straight for the turtle.
Okay, great response from TNC to grab something. They should get this turtle as well. Gonna block the SOD, doesn't land. So TNC finds a whole lot in that exchange. Meanwhile, too, you've got now, I believe, was it a stack or at least one for Zyda? I know he had the Sky Piercer earlier on.
It's 10 now.
So he's got 10, yep. He's got that one stack. A little jump in from Kyle.
And the Requiem plus the Feathered Airstrike, the full combo. There's not much Chaknu and Lancey could do to save Zyda. Now it's down to 5.
And that was actually behind like a really good team fight for TNC. You're seeing the consequences here of allowing a Chain CC draft for Falcons. Even with an advantage, even with a numbers advantage, you're still down in a team fight.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of that was also behind Freemar's execution.
Yeah.
I feel like after that initial play, didn't have the willingness to use a flicker.
Weirdly enough, more than half of Alice's engages have to be premeditated. There's no freestyling a Throne of Ruin.
Yeah, no surprise or anything.
Exactly, so you have to be proactive with it. But the way Falcons playing is, Tsunami Slam out of nowhere. You better be ready.
Yeah, this is the other thing, too, that's just notable. Even like we saw in Game 1, Super Marco's advantage over Benny Cutie, you know, 1,000+ gold up right now.
Is it now?
Yeah, he's 1,000-ish gold ahead of the Claude. And, you know, this tends to be...
Whoa! Again, from out of nowhere, Tsunami Slam. But no follow-through. What's Oakland thinking here? Gets hit with that Lantern Flare.
Still alive.
Stays at about a half health. Okay, maybe even TNC is thinking twice.
Yeah, that Radiant Armor really keeping that Kalea in play, which is exactly what they want to do. Just try to get as much attention on mid. Set Flap and Super Marco can do these things.
Okay, so that one sequence in mid earlier, now we can confirm, was on purpose. Falcons are willingly saying, side laners stay.
Yeah. We're
going to cause some trouble in mid. Just keep applying pressure.
That's what's been happening the whole game.
They're throwing bodies, man.
Yeah.
And it's working.
And that's the advantage of having that amount of crowd control, too. Because sometimes Ogren might just be going for the Tsunami Slam just to make TNC think like, oh, they're going to go for a fight, but then they don't. It's all like partially a distraction here. Last turtle is up. Team Falcons almost 3,000 ahead. Flap picking up Chastised Pauldron. A little more defensiveness for Flap as he's going to be leading in this charge here. But right now, TNC fights for the space.
We're looking for contact. The Streamar goes to the back line. These avian athletes have a turtle apiece. Super Marco split pushing down bottom. Gets that tier 2. Shifting skies. But the Feathered Airstrike and the Requiem. SOD missing. No one home. But Streamar still holding on. Gleams back out, but Falcons have already got what they wanted. The final turtle and a kill on Zyda.
Not to mention, they're popping Holy Defense on the bottom at 8 minutes. That is super early. Could result to the flow being obstructed here. So they're going to have to man that tower on bottom if they don't want to lose that inhib.
Yeah, this is
a big loss.
Just dire for TNC. It feels like they can't find a win anywhere on the map right now. Aside from getting the few kills that they got, they're just losing. You know, map space, map control, objectives, and you're almost now thinking, even with the way that last turtle went, when the Lord comes up, Team Falcons can essentially do the same thing. This is what we usually see with the Moscovs in play, right? But Team Falcons, for the majority of the early to mid game, they just kept playing the long lane on both sides, and were just kind of controlling the pace with the other 3 members.
Oh my God, Marco finds a Spear of Misery on Chaknu, and they're gonna punish him. Throne of Ruin only hits Ogwin, and they do get the Tsunami Slam on a 1, the jump back Kyle. 3 more, gleams back, spear, down goes 3 more, and Haji still holding on from the bushes just in case.
Yeah, got speared non-stop. Super Marco just free hitting like crazy. He's even dashing forward. That's how confident Falcons are playing right now.
Oh, Feathered Airstrike catches Lancey, procs that pass.
Wow.
The flicker forward, the final volley.
Oh man, that might have been the nail in the coffin for TNC right there. They're just disconnected here.
Here's something that the draft index did not account for. Range. TNC are at best a mid-range lineup. Again, I'm talking about range of engagement.
Yeah.
While Falcons have so much range across all the spectrum.
We've seen this multiple times now from Haji alone. Just getting space.
Whoa, shifting skies! Thrown a ruin answered by a feathered airstrike! Stomping, punching the ground. 3-mar gleams back. Oh. Lantern flare. Falcons say, we don't want to fight, not yet.
Yeah, big yikes here for Falcons just, stomping everyone, throwing skills willy-nilly. Super Marco feels like he is just geared for battle right now. I think his next one is going to be the Malefic Gun already, and I think at that point, he might not need the 5th one. He might not need the last item.
Might end there.
Just might be able to end here.
Are they that far ahead that he just goes Malefic Gun and doesn't even worry about getting a Wind of Nature right now?
Not worried at all, man.
Like, there's 2 Win of Crowns picked up by Kyle and Flap, so they're able to go ahead and set things up themselves, be that front line for them. There's the Malefic Gun you just mentioned, so this is it. I just feel like the gold lane experience to the highest degree right now for Super Marco. I mean, it's not like he's had all these kills or anything like that. He's just been playing the map, pumping out the damage with the spears when he needs to, and letting the team do the rest. And Team Falcons has ballooned to almost 8,000 gold.
Crazy XP per minute, by the way. That guy is farming everyone, every single lane, every single tower. I think just went to this Moskov. And I think last item is going to be the Wind of Nature. They're getting started right now. Falcons are looking for it.
Yep, just push in. Lord making its way down bot. Again, that shield was taken care of earlier, minutes ago.
Tsunami slam, feather airstrike, 3-mar, put down a half health. I don't think that's a gleam he's going to want to press. TNC are able to keep that holy shield up top, but they still have to deal with this Lord down bot.
Okay, they're going to have to deal with this push in. Ogwin picking up an immortality. The Lord's charging in.
They crash in, plus they find the Requiem on a check. He flickers back. Benny Cutie gets the AOT stacks on 3. Shifting skies on 3-mar. Throne of Ruin on the 3. And 3-mar deals a lot of damage, opening up the punish. Benny Cutie with a blazing duet at the back line. Down goes Chaknu. No one falls from Falcons. They trade out for the shutdown on the Marco. 2 for 1, the current trade. The defensive use of the feathered airstrike. But it becomes a 2 for 2 as Flap falls.
You know what? 2 for 2 and the tower lost. That feels so bad. But look at TNC.
They're not done. Requiem right in the face. Kyle does not care. Almost take down Zyda, but he does get the spatial migration back.
Okay, I think he was just testing the limits there.
Great limit test. And I think we also see the consequence, right, of just picking up the Malefic Gun first.
Yep.
Didn't really care about the damage, and I think Falcons got a little bit punished there, and see that on the replay. We're going to see here a pretty decent engage. Again, Falcons doing Falcons things, trying to see if they can do a -1 before the Lord is going to get focused on, but I think this is beautiful, right? This Throne of Ruin felt a little slow, but it actually bought some time for Zyda to clear the mid wave and then just go crash into a Falcons that did not have their ultimates.
And I'm wondering how different that would have been if it was Wind of Nature first instead of the Malefic Gun, just because even in that fight alone with the blazing duet damage that was coming out from Benny Cutie, maybe Super Marco would have been able to stay alive. But again, they were up, what, 8,000 gold before that fight, so when you're that far ahead and you can see how much gold Super Marco has farmed up, you go that route.
SOD on a Lassie, forcing a Crimson Beacon. Ogren with the Tsunami Slam, feathered airstrike, a couple of volleys land. Shifting skies push them back. Plus the second skill, and now Zyda punishes them. Another Tsunami Slam. Throne of Ruin, Chaknu fall. 3-mar gets knocked up one more time. Marco finds him. 2 for none. Now in comes Benny, looking for the punish. Down goes Flap, but he gets punished harder. Marco, with a vengeance, gets a triple.
Can they end it here? There's only Lancey. They've got to wait, push it mid.
Crimson Beacon will deal no damage to these minions. Team Falcons end it in a swift sweep as they take the series 2-0.